Uno ha reinado en la división supermediano durante años. El otro ha arrollado a todos los que se han puesto frente a él. Uno gana con un cronometraje de élite y un devastador contragolpeo. El otro abruma a sus oponentes con presión implacable y combinaciones sin descanso. Uno ya es una leyenda, el otro persigue su trono y ahora están en rumbo de colisión. ¿Qué pasa entonces cuando Canelo Álvarez y Benavidez finalmente suben juntos al ring? Estamos a punto de averiguarlo. Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. En noviembre de 2023, Benavidez finalmente subió al ring con Demetrius Andrade. Una pelea que los aficionados al boxeo llevaban tiempo pidiendo. Ambos hombres entraron invictos, y aunque el título interino supermediano del CMB estaba en juego, este enfrentamiento era sobre mucho más que un cinturón. Una victoria colocaría al ganador justo en el centro de la conversación para las peleas más grandes de la división. Andrade tampoco era un oponente cualquiera. Ya había ganado títulos mundiales en 2 categorías de peso y se había ganado la reputación de ser uno de los peleadores más complicados del boxeo. Su movimiento, su cronometraje y su capacidad para cambiar de postura habían frustrado a oponentes durante años. Muchos creían que su estilo podría ser exactamente lo que le causaba problemas a Benavidez. Esta no era simplemente otra pelea, era la oportunidad de descubrir si Benavidez podía lidiar con uno de los técnicos más inteligentes del deporte.
Benavidez, here's a guy, a southpaw, slick southpaw. Benavidez is absolutely massive. Still astounds me how he makes. And they end. Combination there to begin for Demetrius Andrade. Jab right to the abdomen by Andrade. Andrade did unload that combination at the end of the first, and the Andrade contingency loved what they saw. And Andrade is unorthodox, and he throws punches, and I think has an underrated straight left. Good shot, good work here by Demetrius Andrade. 4 or 5 punch combination. Benavidez plodding forward. There's a right to the body. Andrade unloading a combination. See if Benavidez can string together some prolonged offense. Now Benavidez coming on. That left hook digging to the body of Andrade. Now right hand smashing into the face of Andrade. And now here's that offense that we were expecting from the monster in David Benavidez. Big right hand from the outside, smashing into the left cheekbone of Andrade. And Benavidez coming on. If you're Benavidez, you need to start to throw combinations and become more offensive. And try to impose your will against a guy who's smaller than you. And you are of the mindset, let me see if he can handle my firepower. Beautiful right uppercut on the inside that backed up Andrade. The first time that Andrade has really backed up. Big right hand, and down goes Andrade. But look at that big right hand. And Andrade took him like a second to go down to the canvas. But, all right, so we begin the 5th round, and Benavidez starting strong. The fans, many of them on their feet, sensing that the end could be near. Right uppercut by Benavidez. Benavidez is really turning up the heat here. He thinks he can get Andrade out of here. And what a statement that would be for David Benavidez. To not only be the first guy, big right hand by Benavidez. Andrade still hurt. The big power punches are coming out with a higher frequency, and Andrade still there, but Benavidez is starting to bust him up. A left for Benavidez. Andrade bobbing and weaving, trying to clear the cobwebs so that he conserves and has something left if it indeed continues to go on. Big shots now by Benavidez, a left hook to the body, and the hand speed of Benavidez is starting to be showcased. What clinical, powerful brilliance by Benavidez. Blood is on the left bicep of Benavidez as Andrade continues to try to remain in the fight, and Andrade getting hammered, and that ends the round. Oh my goodness. That translates to yes we can, because they're trying to will Benavidez to get the stoppage. Big, a crushing right hand upstairs by Benavidez. First he landed on the body, then he came upstairs. The punch placement of Benavidez, there's a big right hand on the top of the head of Andrade. And now if you're Benavidez, you drive Andrade to the perimeter of the ring, and you could end his night in 6 rounds. Nobody has done this to Demetrius Andrade or has put him in any sort of peril ever in his career. But Benavidez is doing that, and he's starting to hammer away and continue this non-stop attack on the Providence, Rhode Island native. But Andrade still. And some working out by Andrade as he goes to the body. And also Benavidez, 9 years younger than that of Demetrius Andrade. A left hook that knocked out the mouthpiece of Andrade, but Andrade fights on. A left that landed by Benavidez. Andrade going backwards. Can Benavidez get the finish here with less than 20 seconds to go in the 6th? A left by Benavidez. Time being called. The mouthpiece goes in, and I think you got to take a long look at Andrade in between rounds. Big right hand by Benavidez. But Benavidez, the younger, fresher, hungrier of the two. That ends the 6th, and Andrade is in a world of trouble. And the fight is over. A correct move and a 6th round stoppage for David Benavidez as he embraces with his father.
The interim WBC super middleweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David El Monstruo Benavidez.
Canelo Álvarez versus Edgar Berlanga, el 14 de septiembre de 2024. Canelo Álvarez regresó para defender sus títulos unificados supermediano contra el invicto Edgar Berlanga, en otro capítulo de la histórica rivalidad entre México y Puerto Rico. Berlanga había construido su nombre con un explosivo poder de knockout, pero esta era por mucho la prueba más grande de su carrera. La previa fue tensa desde el primer momento. Berlanga prometió que venía a arrebatarle el trono a Canelo, mientras que Canelo lo desestimó como otro retador más que nunca se había enfrentado a nadie de su nivel. Sus conferencias de prensa estuvieron llenas de bravuconería y tensos careos, con la seguridad incluso interviniendo después de que una confrontación se pusiera física. Para la noche de la pelea, el ambiente era electrizante. El retador invicto creía que era su momento de brillar, mientras que Canelo estaba decidido a recordarle al mundo del boxeo exactamente por qué seguía siendo el rey de las 168 libras.
You keep Canelo from resetting his feet, then you have an opportunity to do so. Canelo cracked Berlanga. He goes down here in round 3. On a feint. See right there, boom. And he got hit on it. He bit on the feint. And for the second time in his career, Berlanga is down on the deck. Both of them predicted knockouts. The fisting fireworks have begun in Las Vegas here in round 3. Canelo looking to close the show. And he's just missing that overhand right, Canelo. Uppercut by Canelo beautifully executed and jacking the jaw, Berlanga. Berlanga's in close now, right the range where Canelo can land those uppercuts in the jab. But Canelo with some marks around his left eye, little mouse under the left eye.
Yeah, I see it. That was really smart from Canelo. He saw he was missing the overhand right, and guess what? He changed it. He switched it to the uppercut and landed.
That's what fighters with high IQ do, make adjustments on the fly. Right hand by Canelo. Berlanga rolling with it, trying to take some steam off, but again, hanging on the ropes. Oh, nice 1-2 from Berlanga. Quick counter from Canelo.
It's big Canelo walking him down all night.
Yeah, and one of the ways to score a pro fight is aggressiveness, effective aggressiveness. And he's been aggressive and he's been effective.
Left hook of Berlanga fighting back.
Yeah, there's the jab from Berlanga from a distance, and Canelo, yeah, there he popped him with it. Canelo looking to parry it.
But again, gets picked off by the jab of Canelo. Berlanga's corner wants him to work the jab, but that pressure, the mental pressure, is starting to build. And again, Canelo has him in the corner, digs to the body with the right hand. Yeah, Berlanga keeps walking himself into the corner, and his corner's apoplectic about it. Exchanging jabs, uppercut, left hook by Canelo, but Berlanga trying to fight back, but keeps getting countered again.
I gotta believe Canelo thought he got butted intentionally from Berlanga.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Berlanga's elbowed people, he's bit people, he's not above breaking the rules, guys.
And Harvey Doc saw it from a distance and was way too far away to stop what Canelo was going to do in retaliation.
Final minute of the 8th. Canelo misses with the left hook, comes back with a 1-2 though, quickly.
Wobbled or dropped right now.
He's getting hurt. He did mention it in the court already, Abner. He did mention it a couple rounds ago.
There's no reason for him to take all that punishment.
1-2 from Canelo. Pops off the jab.
Nice job there. But you know this, Joe. There's punches that you don't need to be wobbling. You're hurt.
Nice double left hook and right hand for Berlanga. That was his best combination of the fight, and still highly ineffective against Canelo Álvarez. A minute gone here in the 10th, and Berlanga leaning in but not throwing much. And meanwhile, Canelo going to the body, going with the uppercuts on the inside. Just misses with a sweeping left hook. Berlanga comes back with a 1-2.
And I was just going to say that Canelo might take this round off, but nope.
Nope.
No, there's no reason to. I mean, he's not getting, he's not getting punished. He's not getting,
Nice
landed big
overhand
shots.
shot by Canelo.
He's definitely having his way, but Berlanga is firing back. He's still punching back.
It's just a reaction, I think, from Berlanga.
Oh, beautiful left hand there. Nice right uppercut by Canelo. Maestro. 2 paintbrushes in his hands. Just painting the vintage Canelo performance. And again, prohibiting underdog. Left hook, right uppercut, right hand. Berlanga taking a lot of punishment. A minute left for Canelo. Berlanga continues to march forward, continues to try to find a way to land a big punch, but he's taken so many big shots. Nice uppercut on the inside by Berlanga. 15 seconds left here in the 11th, and that right hand has definitely marked up the eye of Berlanga, but Berlanga trying to stay away. Canelo continues to march forward, fires a left hook. 12th and final round upon us here in Las Vegas, Mexican Independence Day weekend. And
Beautiful overhand right from Berlanga. Again, like you mentioned, Joe, still trying Berlanga, but getting hit too much.
Weekend on the 11th anniversary of a 23-year-old Canelo being taken to school by Floyd Mayweather. Well, Berlanga looking to try to pull things out, but another painful lesson courtesy of Canelo Álvarez. And yeah, they may in fact, well, Canelo, they're even fighting here. They're showing respect, but they're fighting for body position.
3 in favor of the winner. And still unified super middleweight champion of the world, el orgulloso guerrero de Guadalajara.
David Benavidez versus David Morrell Jr. El 1 de febrero de 2025, David Benavidez y David Morrell finalmente saldaron su rivalidad en un enorme choque de unificación, con el título interino del CMB de Benavidez y el cinturón del AMB de Morrell en juego. Pero la mala sangre comenzó mucho antes de la noche de la pelea. En la conferencia de prensa, Benavidez acusó a Morrell de usar sustancias para mejorar el rendimiento, convirtiendo de inmediato la rivalidad en algo personal. Morrell se rió de la acusación y respondió burlándose del estilo de Benavidez, llamándolo Robocop. Benavidez respondió cuestionando el currículum de Morrell, argumentando que nunca se había enfrentado a competencia de élite. La tensión alcanzó su punto máximo durante la semana de pelea, cuando un careo explotó después de que Morrell lanzara su cinturón, desatando un acalorado enfrentamiento entre ambos campamentos. Incluso el padre y entrenador de Benavidez, José Benavidez Sr., se involucró en el intercambio verbal. Para cuando entraron al ring, ninguno de los dos quería solo una victoria. Querían demostrar un punto. Cuando sonó la campana inicial, los fuegos artificiales comenzaron.
Definitely explosive power. So accurate with that left, Morrell. I mean, again, we keep mentioning the power. Benavidez already took a couple of left hands, but
Morrell goes to the body with the left hand and turns and uses the angles. That's something that we don't see a lot from Benavidez, the plodding footwork, but again, serves him well in his strategy. And there, uppercut by Benavidez on the inside.
Morrell shook his head, but he tasted the power on that sequence.
Nice right hook behind, curls it behind the guard of Morrell. Now Morrell's turn to fight back.
Both fighters really starting to establish already what they do well in there as Benavidez corners Morrell. And look at Morrell fight his way out of the corner. That could be an early sign that he's here to stand his ground.
no, he definitely is. And again, good defense right there from Benavidez. Again, he pulled straight back in with the high guard.
This is round 3, scheduled for 12. The winner puts himself in the pole position to face the victor of the rematch between Artur Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight championship. Benavidez feels Bivol did enough to win the first fight. He picks him to win the rematch. And now here Benavidez and Morrell just missing with that right uppercut. Morrell needs to be careful with the showmanship, the gamesmanship. Benavidez, the light heavyweight division throughout history, has been the scene of some of the most intense rivalries, some of the biggest grudge matches. Benavidez and Morrell already taking turns, give and take the ebb and flow of a high-level boxing main event.
Talk about breaking down a fighter.
And this is what he does. He brings the pressure systematically, breaks him down, but Morrell's still there.
Yeah, he listened to the corner. They told him about the head movement. High guard, get in there. Whoa! He just got clipped.
He did get clipped. And now Morrell trying to fight back. Benavidez, though.
Benavidez is not going to hold. He's going to fight through it.
Unbelievable. Wow.
A short shot, but you see right on the chin.
And in that dramatic fourth round, both fighters landing their fight highs. For Benavidez, 30 of 65. For Morrell, 22 of 61. And here is round number 5. And now Benavidez on the ropes again. You don't want to be. And there's a nice counter left hook upstairs by Benavidez. Goes downstairs, whips a left to the body.
That was smart from David right there, Benavidez.
And Morrell comes back.
Benavidez was in trouble on the ropes. Nope. He caught that punch, catch, and shoot. Here it is. Perfectly timed for David Benavidez.
And Morrell's footwork,
Yeah.
using the angles to escape out of the line of fire. He is stuck in right now.
Yeah, but still so dangerous. Morrell on his back.
And you're right, now it's Morrell that's putting the pressure on Benavidez.
That's good scouting from Benavidez's team right there.
Oh, another uppercut.
Knowing Morrell often changes levels, will dip down to
Yes,
explode.
thank you. Good round by round for Benavidez. And you look at the body shots landed round by round, and it's all a monster.
I like what David Benavidez did right there. He took a little sidestep and tried to get that uppercut in. Walking in forward, throwing that straight jab.
And total punches landed. Big edge for Benavidez. Oh, there's a counter left from Morrell. The uppercuts to the face. David Benavidez beginning to try to close the show here in the ninth, but Morrell fights back valiantly. Uppercuts of his own. Demetrius Andrade, Alexander Bozdik. You know, people call him a weight bully at 168. Well, he's bullying David Morrell here at 175. Nice counter right, chopping right hand by Benavidez. Oh, okay, well, a little alley shuffle.
That time of the fight, the championship rounds.
And Benavidez has shattered the record for most total punches landed by any previous Morrell opponent. The previous record was uppercut on the inside. Morrell misses. Body shot. Oh, counter there by Morrell, but it's a chopping right hand again that finds a home for Benavidez. The lead right, very effective, as we've seen throughout his career. Morrell trying to sit down on his punches now, coming forward. Left uppercut, right hook, body shot. Morrell now has Benavidez on the ropes and again lands some punches, but Benavidez blocking a lot of these shots. It has not been the high output fight that we're used to seeing from Benavidez. And it's ruled a knockdown by referee Thomas Taylor.
Benavidez entertained with those shots as well, and there's a knockdown.
Yep. The right hook was taken away with the point deduction, the first point deduction of his career.
Morrell needed to be dramatic here in the championship rounds.
And the commission has confirmed after looking at the replay, it was a knockdown. Morrell has to go all out. Ronnie Shields screaming at him in the corner. You've got to think. I think the time for thinking is done. He's got to let it all hang out, and Morrell trying to do just that here now.
It's all or nothing for Morrell.
Right hand to the body by Benavidez, and he rocks Morrell with the left. And Benavidez now sitting down on his punches. Total jabs landed. Power punches. It's all David Benavidez as he looks to go to 30-0, and after all of the animosity.
He is now the unified WBC interim and WBA light heavyweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David El Monstruo Benavidez.
Canelo Álvarez versus Caleb Plant, el 6 de noviembre de 2021. Canelo Álvarez y Caleb Plant se encontraron en Las Vegas con la historia del boxeo en juego. Los 4 títulos mundiales supermediano estaban en disputa, y el ganador se convertiría en el primer campeón indiscutido de la división en la era de los 4 cinturones. La rivalidad ya se había tornado personal semanas antes. Durante su primera conferencia de prensa, un tenso careo estalló en un altercado a puñetazos, con ambos peleadores intercambiando golpes antes de que la seguridad interviniera. Plant quedó con un corte bajo el ojo, mientras que Canelo advirtió que su oponente lo pagaría la noche de la pelea. La tensión solo creció desde ahí. Para cuando caminaron hacia el ring, el respeto había sido reemplazado por genuina mala sangre. Un hombre perseguía la historia, mientras el otro estaba decidido a arruinarla. Cuando sonó la campana inicial, ninguno perdió tiempo en ponerse a trabajar.
Canelo's confidence starting to grow here at the MGM as this place has come alive. They said the first half of the fight was going to be difficult, but Plant seems to be relaxed under fire. 65 seconds to go. Big left hook that landed clean for Canelo, and Plant ate it. WBC Super Middleweight Championships of the World. Big left hook by Canelo. And Plant went to southpaw, and he tacked Canelo coming forward. Because Canelo has his hands by his side. There was a period in the 6th round. Big left hook by Canelo, followed by a right in a downward motion. Canelo looking for the finish. Big left hook, and now Canelo in a relentless pursuit of Plant. Plant coming forward right in the chest of Canelo to try to tie him up. Just over the midway point of the 7th. There's a right hand that popped Canelo as Canelo comes back with a double left hook. Plant tries to tie him up. Misses by Plant. Stiff jab there by Plant. A right hand. Canelo looking to pound away on the body of Plant. Left hook to the body by the Mexican. Big left hook upstairs. That cracked Plant. The undisputed super middleweight championship is on the line. Big left hook upstairs. Catching Canelo. Caleb Plant throwing a combination. Double jab there by Plant. As Canelo still in a hot pursuit of the Nashville native. Double left hook by Canelo. There's a right hand by Canelo. Left hook to the body by Canelo and Russell Mora. And Plant wisely tying up. We'll see if Russell Mora will allow him to fight out of the break. A right uppercut by Álvarez, and Plant didn't like that too much. The jab right on the belt line by Álvarez. Caleb Plant proving that he is among the elite here at 168. And look at that combination, the right hand that backed up Álvarez, and Álvarez shrugged it off, but still, in the eyes of the judges, that might make a difference. And a jab that snapped back the head of Álvarez. And Team Plant going crazy here. All right, to the body by Álvarez, and this is a spot, and Plant wisely ties up, spins him around, and Russell Mora will separate them. That is high-level boxing IQ being demonstrated by the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion. Right to the body by Álvarez. And you see total punches landed thrown through 9, 92 of 286 for a 32% connect percentage. Plant here in this super middleweight unification matchup. Álvarez starting strong here in the 11th. But I think this is a very close fight. I'm not judging every individual round, but I think it's a close fight. I could see it 5-5. I could see it 6-4. But I think, without a doubt, oh, big left hook. Plant might have gotten hurt. Right uppercut, down goes Plant for the first time in the fight. And that, oh boy, he's hurt. Boom, that left hook right on. And the right uppercut, it was the left hook followed by the right uppercut followed by the left hook. Down went Plant, this was the first time. Plant was stumbling. And he was visibly rocked. We take a look at it again. That left hook. Boom. Oh my goodness. Clean and everything. A seismic, titanic shot. And the right uppercut. Oh my goodness. That is the right uppercut that broke the orbital bone of Billy Joe Saunders in May. And he sent a left hook to boot. Taking a look at the first knockdown, that left hook, and then you're going to see Plant ducks underneath, and then Canelo wisely, his ring IQ, he pushes him off, and then he sees that right uppercut, bang, right there, and then a left hook to add to the exclamation mark, and down went Plant. Big shot by Canelo Álvarez. Caleb Plant down, and Canelo looking for the finish. Big left hook. Plant might be out on his feet. Plant might be out on his feet. Big right hook. Canelo looking for the finish. Canelo looking to finish off Caleb Plant. And down goes Plant. And this one is over. And the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saúl Canelo Álvarez. And here is, I believe, the finish of the fight. As you see Canelo, and Plant was wobbly. He was almost out on his feet. A right, a left, another big right. And down went Plant on his back. But you know what? Canelo Álvarez proved that he is the best pound-for-pound fighter once again. But Caleb Plant deserves a lot of accolades for his performance. That right, and look at the finish of the fight. Russell Mora watching the action. What I'm curious about is I want to see the scorecards at the end of the stoppage.
Tanto Canelo Álvarez como David Benavidez han dominado el mundo del boxeo. Pero ¿quién sale adelante cuando estos dos finalmente choquen? El contragolpeo de élite, la experiencia y el pedigrí de campeonato de Canelo, contra la presión implacable, el increíble volumen de golpes y el mentón de hierro de Benavidez harían de esta una de las peleas más grandes que el boxeo ha visto en años. Es un enfrentamiento que los aficionados llevan mucho tiempo exigiendo, y si alguna vez ocurre, tiene todos los ingredientes para convertirse en un clásico instantáneo. ¿Quién creen que gana si estos dos finalmente se encuentran? ¿La experiencia de Canelo lo lleva hasta el final, o la presión de Benavidez resulta ser demasiado? Dejen su predicción en los comentarios y si disfrutaron el video no olviden dar like, suscribirse y activar las notificaciones para más contenido de boxeo.